Welcome to Business Class, a podcast for people wanting to upgrade their thinking, upgrade their learning, and upgrade their life. I'm your host, Eugenia Panterhoff, founder of Business Class Collective, best-selling author, and life coach. If you're an entrepreneur, a startup, or someone who dreams of reaching their full potential, then you're in the right place. You'll feel empowered and inspired to design the life you've always wanted. Let's do this. Hello and welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I've just returned from a few days in the Gold Coast where I attended a conference for women in business, and then I had a few days of resting and relaxation. So it was just wonderful. The weather was perfect and I'm home. It's been raining and cold and wintry even though it's spring. So there we go. Before I went away, I tidied up my wardrobe, my walk-in robe, and decluttered my bathroom and just, redid my bed and washed the sheets so that when I came back, my room would be just as I wanted it. A place that is my sanctuary, a place that I hold my divine energy. So that was really important to me. And it got me thinking about the importance of clearing clutter. So I thought that will be the topic for this week. We know that physical clutter takes up space not only in our living space, as well as the clutter that resides rent-free in your mind. It's not the stuff on the floor, but it's about anything that gets between you and the life that you want to live. How you show up in consciously caring for your home and working environment is how you show up generally in your life. It's like a barometer for how you view the world and your place in it. Clutter can easily take over your life and make it feel crowded. Clutter collects dust and makes your surroundings lose meaning. It can be limiting and suffocating, and what's required is to get straight to work and clean your space up. When was the last time you went through your wardrobe, your office, pantry or bathroom to clear what no longer served you? This can be a very empowering activity and one that should be done on a regular basis, one room or area at a time. Decluttering isn't about creating more pressure or unnecessary anxiety, but it can be about constantly addressing clutter in small steps so that it doesn't accumulate and become a task that seems too great to tackle. We all have junk drawers. I've got them too, believe it or not. Or we put things in places that they may not belong in. Simply going through the cutlery drawer in the kitchen can make all the difference to how you feel about cooking and setting the table. Recently, I tidied my walk-in robe, as I mentioned, and I can tell you that the feeling of the lightness of being that happened afterwards was quite remarkable. I've also gone through my desk drawers and disposed of anything that no longer served me. The bits and bobs and random notes that you keep for some reason or another, and then realise that they're no longer needed, and you start questioning why on earth you kept them in the first place. Over the last few months, I've also gone through financial documents, and I've scanned them and filed them into Dropbox folders, thereby reducing the amount of paper documents filed away and taking up unnecessary space in my home. I'm now enjoying a cleared workspace that has been lifted from the mental heaviness. I knew it was a task that needed to be done, but it kept going down the list of my priorities. Although it wasn't visible clutter in my immediate working space, it was, however, clutter that was taking up space in my bandwidth, knowing it was something that I needed to address. You see, when you address the clutter in your life, the result is not only the freeing up of physical and mental clutter, but also the emotional and energetic clutter that you may or may not be aware of. Recently, I took a holiday to Darwin with my eldest daughter. I'm an experienced traveller, and although I pack my necessities, I pack in a way that is orderly and compartmentalised. I don't want chaos in my suitcase. After a fabulous 6 days exploring the top end, my return trip was on the GAN, a luxury train journey from Darwin to Adelaide. But what surprised me is that every inch of my compartment was used for maximum enjoyment and comfort. The chair and table by the window was perfect for taking in the view. The lounge became a bed by night. Downturned service provided with a chocolate on my pillow, by the way. The ensuite had a hand basin with a mirror and luxurious toiletries, an inbuilt cupboard for bath towels, a toilet and a shower that is enclosed by a curtain. This small, compact and functional compartment on the GAN reminded me of how much we can accomplish in a small space that is functional, clutter-free, but stylish and opulent all at once. When I studied my Masters of Business, I learned about the importance of continuous improvement. What changes can be considered and implemented to make a process easier, effective, and more efficient? An ideology that we discussed was Kaizen, which is a Japanese concept of small steps leading to big changes. It's about continuous improvement. Although it's a concept used in business, it is equally important and easy to apply into your personal life. So the question is, how can you continuously improve both your business and personal life? So there are times when you need to step up and let go of attachment and to surrender to what no longer serves you. I've been doing that more recently and it feels liberating, but don't get me wrong, I do hold on to items that have meaning and value for me. It's nice to have items in your living and working space that are important to you, as this can equally be uplifting, as these precious items add value to your life or are reminders of joyful times. Your new uncluttered environment will reflect both you and your personal style and allow you to show off your loved belongings and treasured possessions, the items that tell the world something about you, the person. It's not about ridding the old and replacing with the new. It's about clearing clutter so that your mental bandwidth can be tuned to a higher frequency. Clutter can bring you down and make you feel heavy and burdened, and that's what you don't want. Researchers at Princeton University discovered that our environment can positively or negatively impact our ability to complete tasks, as well as impacting our overall mental health. There you have it. The research has been done, but don't you know this on a personal level too? I'm sure you do. So this is why decluttering becomes even more important, because your environment can positively or negatively impact your ability to focus and to complete tasks on time or in time. Your mental health is also affected by how you feel about your living and working spaces. When there is clutter in your physical space, you can be sure that you are not operating from the highest version of yourself. So get the shredder out, start recycling, and clean up your space. By removing or controlling clutter, you can directly reduce the stress that stems from the mess. And this can help you to feel happier and more confident and say goodbye to overwhelm. Why should you declutter, you ask? So, we've covered a few facts already, but decluttering is more than just a physical task. It can help you to feel a sense of accomplishment when you've cleared your space. It can enhance enjoyment and creativity, and the result is feeling calmer and more relaxed. Because clutter is messy and chaotic, it interferes with clarity and focus. Being organized and knowing that there is a space for what you require helps to keep you on track to complete your tasks. Your workspace becomes a no distraction zone. Decluttering is an activity, and as you go through the clutter, you are solving problems and making progress. This simple act can actually energize you and allow you to focus on the task at hand and to start ticking off items from your to-do list. And when you finish, you can sit back, relax, and see just how far you've come. I think we all know that delightful feeling of a clutter-free space, even if it's just from time to time. It brings with it a sense of the lightness of being. By ridding the stress, worry, and fear of clutter, you feel calmer and more peaceful. Who doesn't want more of that? Reducing clutter makes it easier to clean your living and working spaces and enjoy the feeling that is provided by a sparkling and fresh environment, and also the sense of purification, of clearing and cleansing. Clutter holds energy and, as mentioned, can cause chaos and confusion. By clearing your surroundings, you create spaces that are sacred and that contain positive energy. You'll begin to feel differently, see differently, and experience life differently. You will surround yourself with beautiful things and cherish items that have meaning and place in your heart. Your own sense of energy will change. You'll feel calmer and move more gracefully as you nurture your inner peace, and that's a good thing. You'll feel more inspired and energized. You will also find it easier to rejuvenate and restore in a clutter-free home. Your bedroom will be sparkling and fresh and perfect for inducing a good sleep. You'll become more productive. You'll feel more proud about your living and working spaces, and you'll feel more organized. You'll claim back time in your life by keeping on top of the clutter. You'll be able to better clean and maintain your home. Your home will function much better. You have a new sense of peace, a new sense of space. You will feel renewed. So start with small steps, one drawer at a time, one room at a time, one corner at a time, or one area at a time. And for me, I really need to look at the clutter in my garage. That's my next challenge. Until next time. You've been listening to Business Class presented by Eugenia Panterhoss, founder of Business Class Collective. If you haven't yet, go to Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate and review this podcast. Share the love and let your family and friends know too. You can follow Business Class Collective on Instagram and Facebook. Join me next time.